now time for Classic Radio Roundup, the very first one of 2014. 441 the Spitfire, Countywide Radio, LLC.
Yeah, how often does that happen? Not only is it the first Classic Radio Roundup of the new year, it's also the first day of the new year. So what better way to start the new year off than with Classic Radio Roundup? 2711 on your AM radio dial.
You know it's going to be a good year if you got to start it off like this with classic radios on the very first day of the year. You gotta love it.
Yeah, and you know I do. Oh yes. What the heck? Oh, okay, there we go. So anyway, I decided to give my Lafayette Comstat 25 another run because I did some more work to it. I found two cathode bypass capacitors that were bad, one in the microphone preamp and one in the audio output. So this thing's got even more power than it had before, even more modulation power, I should say.
Well, it certainly is punchy and loud, and you'll get to check it out on the very first video gate of 2014. And I think Tickle was out there in a mobile trying to check in.
Oh yeah. I gotta move the beam a little to the east.
I think there's another couple of stations out there in the distance wishing us a happy new year here on Classic Radio Roundup. I hear you out there in the distance. Give it another try. 441.
Were you trying to get me, 441?
I heard you, but I think there was somebody else in there too.
Come on, it's 13. You guys gotta come in. Come on, this thing's not 13. Connecticut. I got somebody out there. I couldn't tell who it was. I think he's in Connecticut. Connecticut?
I heard him say Dr. 13 or something. Somebody's out there in the distance trying to check in a Classic Radio Roundup. Hey, we're all listening here. Give us another try on Classic Radio Roundup 441.
Yeah, Nova Scotia came in earlier. Good evening, gentlemen. 775 Sparky waving. Happy New Year. Wave.
Yeah, hello, Sparky. Man, I wish there was some way you could warn me before you key up, because I got the volume all turned up to try to hear these guys out in the distance, and then you key up.
Bam. Bam! Bam, ba-bam, bam. Good googa mooga. I'm sorry, that's at Chris 23. I guess it's a plus model. It's got some modulation.
That thing is loud over here.
Is that a tube rig? Yeah, Chris 23. Yes, sir.
I heard somebody say, but the receive ain't working.
Yeah, it's rough and all out there, guys, man. I'm going to be on the side, man. It goes out a little bit, but all you guys down there, North East Coast, I wish you guys a good happy new year, and hopefully you get good. Don't waste money on oil and wood. No doubt. Have a good one.
Yeah, I heard you hollering at us, giving us all those good wishes up here, but I still don't know who you are. You're giving us a good holler up here and on a Classic Radio Roundup, but how about letting us know who you are and where you're at? Breaker.
Yeah, it's 396 Massachusetts. 396. Stand by.
396 Massachusetts. Well, there's a new one heard from. Hello, 396 Massachusetts. Welcome to the Classic Radio Roundup. 441 is Spitfire, and I'm working this old Tram Titan.
Wow, that's a short skip. Sounding good. My neck of the woods up here, western Massachusetts, 90 miles west of Boston.
I got you up there west of Boston. Well, thanks for joining us here on the Classic Radio Roundup. Every Wednesday night from 8 to 10, we break out these 23-channel old classic tube radios, solid state, but mostly 23-channel.
Back scatter? Let me go in my closet now. I'll be back. Let me go in my closet.
And I heard 460 in New York.
That's awful short skip.
Short skip, backscatter, something funky going on. Hello, 460 New York, 441 Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, I never heard of. I never talked to Pennsylvania, man. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's a new one for me on this band working the skip up to New York. Where are you at in New York? We're down here in southeast Pennsylvania near Philadelphia, 441.
Yeah, that classic radio, man, that's cool, man. I'll be back. We'll get a 23 channel. Let's get a 23 channel off the call. Big block. 396 Massachusetts.
Hey there, 396 Massachusetts and 460 in New York. Hey, get yourself on YouTube. Get on YouTube and search for Classic Radio Roundup. Classic Radio Roundup. Every week we do a video gate, and I run the video recorder over here and how you guys come in on my classic Tram Titan. So this one will be posted up later on tonight, and you'll get the whole previous Roundup video gates if you do Classic Radio Roundup search on YouTube. So you made it to this week's video gate, and you can see how you sound in the future. Give it a check there. Classic Radio Roundup on the YouTube, 441 to Spitfire.
Sounds good, man. That's awesome. Yeah, we do something like that too up here in western Massachusetts on Friday night, believe it or not. Now with the 23 channel, just everybody hashing and trashing. Well, okay, let me get a 23 channel out of the closet. A little Tram Diamond 201, no doubt.
All right there, Massachusetts, thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to check out how you sound on my Tram Titan here. Break yourself out of 23 channel and join us on the Classic Radio Roundup. I can take a standby because I think I hear a whole bunch of other stations trying to get in on this Classic Radio Roundup. 441, working my old Tram Titan.
Okay, 441, pretty good. Tram. How about that guy at the Tram Titan? You got a copy on Stingray Base up here in upstate New York? Got a Tram Diamond 201, no doubt.
Hey, I hear that Tram Diamond 201, or the Tram, what is that, a Tram D201? Up there in upstate New York. Top of the evening and Happy New Year to you. 441 on this Tram Titan in Pennsylvania.
Copy on a Tram Diamond, Tram Titan in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm on a Tram D201. Yep, that's what we're working right now. We got a Tram Titan sitting over here on the shelf. We fire it up every now and then. But we got a couple of the Tram D201s, and we got the Tram Titan over here, too.
Yeah, 10-4, that D201 is sounding real nice down here in Pennsylvania. I don't have one of those, but there's a few of them in the area. And we hold this Classic Radio Roundup every night, or every Wednesday night, every week at this time. And I do record the events. So you can get on YouTube and check out Classic Radio Roundup, and they go by date. And you made this week's video gate, just to let you know, and you check out how that D201 is sounding down here in Pennsylvania go.
Copy on that, no doubt. Yeah, we got a lot of classic radios over here. That's all we collect. That's all we mostly work is classic radios. I got a lot of tube radios over here. We got a lot of Lafayette. Helicrafter transmitter, I'm trying to fire that up. Trying to get that working again, the Helicrafter. I like to get that out there, copy?
Yep, I copy you real well. Well, you would fit right in with our group here on Classic Radio Roundup. We also have a nice web page, Grumpy's Old Time Radio Forum on Pro Boards. You can check us out there. And a lot of good classic radio operators. Sounds like the place you want to be with us. And you got the collection going on. I got some of the same equipment you have, a bunch of oldies. You can see my radios on the video gates for the last year. I've ran all my radios through, and I got a few old classics myself, a Barker and Williamson, and a Demco Super Satellite, all kinds of toys to play with. But you can check them out on a video gate. I won't take up the time here to go through the list. But you're sounding good down here on that 201. Nice to have another classic guy coming in on Classic Radio Roundup. And upstate New York, man, that's not some kind of skip that we normally get.
Yeah, copy on that. That's what we collect up here is classic radios. I've been collecting them since I was like 13 years old. I got quite a few of the tube radios there. We also got a Browning Mark III, a couple of those over here too, the Brownings over there. I got to fire it up one night, fire the old Browning Mark III up one night. And, yeah, definitely. Good to hear people people out there like the old radios. I try to tell old people you can't do better than them tubes. There's nothing like those tube radios, but you can't convince everybody that. You know, but I swear by them. You definitely have a good one. It's good hearing you out there.
Yeah, likewise. Really good hearing you. You know, and you sound like you'd fit right in our group. We convinced the local population around here that tube radios is the way to go. It's fun to play with all kinds of radios, but if you really want to sound good without a whole lot of effort, just get yourself a vacuum tube radio and you'll be off and running. Nothing like high-level plate modulation. Not only that, we get to play with all these radios that you know, we were oohing and ahhing in the catalog back in the day, and most of us couldn't afford. Now we got them piled up all over the place and take them out every week and dust them off and have a little bit of fun. So glad to have you in here. I'm going to take a standby. You hang on the channel. I'm sure there's some other guys here locally who want to say hello to that D201 up there in New York. 441 on the side.
Copy on that, 441. Yep, and don't forget those old sonars. I got a couple of those old Sonar G. I got the Sonar H or E, and I got the FS23 sonar. Got a couple of those too. I like that guy already.
He's one of us.
Get down, get funky.
Go get him, Sparky.
Hey, you copy Sparky 775 down here, Classic Radio Roundup.
Where are you coming out of, Sparky?
775 out of southeastern Pennsylvania.
775 out of southeastern Pennsylvania. Are you making the trip up here in Connecticut there, are you?
Hey, yep, Connecticut, yep, we're running an old Chris 23 Plus tube radio.
Holy hell, he's 20. Yeah, Roger on that, 227. Well, you sound good around the northeast corner in Connecticut. A rough rider in Connecticut, buddy.
All right, Connecticut station, good to hear you on the band. I'm going to step aside, there's a couple others in there. Happy New Year.
How about it, Connecticut? Holy hell, you're 20 over down here. Where are you at? I'm in Pennsylvania myself. Northern part of Pennsylvania? Nah, southeastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's 20 dB over on my old Tram Titan. Sounding good out of Connecticut, 441, Pennsylvania.
Right back, 441. Well, I got all kinds of stuff. I just talked down in Delaware and the Carolinas and Virginia and West Virginia and New York, Pennsylvania. What if I turn up the E up the north side like I talked to Maine and New Hampshire? Whew, skip crazy today.
Yeah, some kind of different skip for us, huh? New York State is just a little bit too close for skip, man. That's unbelievable. Connecticut is not much further away, so you guys are right on in there. Nice to have you joining us on this Classic Radio Roundup. We do this every Wednesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. 441 is Spitfire.
Tube radios ever come back around? So whereabouts in Philadelphia? Whereabouts in Pennsylvania exactly are you?
We're midway between Reading and Philadelphia in the greater Pottstown area, if you know where Pottstown might be.
Yeah, Roger on that 441. Yeah, I'm familiar over there. Yeah, we're probably about 350 miles away, that's for sure.
Sure is interesting to have you pump it in here from Connecticut sounding so good. 30 dB over on my old Tram Titan. You picked up a local breaker here. I think that's Tickle. Go ahead.
Just seeing if I'm reaching out, making it to Connecticut. Wish him a Happy New Year. Hey, Tickle, same back. Have a prosperous and healthy one.
Is he a moonshiner? Hey, 441 is Tickle a moonshiner?
Tickle's out there running around in a mobile. Can you hear him?
No. I didn't want to know if he makes moonshine.
Well, I don't know what he does in his off time, but, you know, you never know what these guys are doing running around in Pennsylvania. We've been accused of being rednecks.
Yeah, I heard that I did. I'm up in the hills of Connecticut, my friend. I'm out in the middle of nowhere there, right?
Hey, how far are you away from Danbury?
Tickle, because that's what he does on the side. Yeah, right back, 625. It's not a whole heap of good over here in Connecticut, there, right?
Just let that Connecticut operator know. I got speed. That's right. Tickle said he does have a hobby.
Sounded real good, man. I can't believe you talking about a Wilson 5000. Sure can. You said you're driving 55. You sound Good coming out of Keystone. You run tubes. Hello out there, Channel 13. The Lhasa Apsu base station checking in.
Hello, Lhasa Apsu. Daggone. Right all up in my radio receiver. Happy New Year over there to Lhasa Apsu.
There's a swarm of bees out there, Skeeter.
I hear them in there. I was hearing them in there. I can't believe New York and Connecticut's in there right now, but they definitely coming in.
Yeah, it's definitely a swarm of bees. You got DX coming in, you got local guys talking, and you got semi-local guys trying to jump in. We got everybody joining us here at Classic Radio Roundup.
I know. I'm working on Tacoma 29 Harley Davidson. Yeah, we're starting off the new year, right? Tacoma 29 Harley Davidson edition on an M107, 55 feet up in the air with about 500 watts out here.
Oh, 500 watts in a 7-element Yagi. That's not hurting them any.
Ah, it's like old JR.
He's coming into Canada.
Got a pipeline up there tonight. I never seen anybody push the meter over 20 over on this thing yet. Not even night trains that close.
That's some oddball short skip, man.
Calling from.
That's right, Dad.
Hayden Sandbagger, Countywide, Sparky, Skeeter, Tickle, whoever else is out there, Badger.
I think Miss Lily's in there from Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I heard her earlier.
Northeast corner, Connecticut, they call me Rough Rider, and I'm riding rough.
Hey, Rough Rider, what town are you in Connecticut?
It's the high voltage transformer.
You lived up there, didn't you?
I was just wondering if I can get this Mark III. If I can get this Mark III up there around Connecticut somewhere.
We wish you and your
Hey, Rough Rider, what town are you in Connecticut?
that you are there, my friend.
He said he was up in the hills in Connecticut somewhere. I tried to get where he was at too, because my aunt lives up there, but I couldn't get any information out of him. Old Rough Rider doesn't want to disclose anything other than the hills of Connecticut.
Yeah, because I'm from the northeast corner, and that's where he said he was. That's where he said he was. I'm wondering whether or not he's up around Stafford, Connecticut, up by 84.
Yep, Well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, conditions must have changed around. Man, that was a strange bit of business here in upstate New York.
That's really short skip, too.
I wonder what 6 meters is like right about now.
Yeah, I wonder what the VHF bands are like.
George, New York. Copy?
Hello, New York. 441 on Classic Radio Roundup. Working this old vacuum tube tram Titan.
I got you. Yeah, you got me with the 301 up here. Up there, 2464. Better known as Stingray Base. Stingray. That's who my handle is. Copy?
I got you, Stingray Base on that D201. Yep, sounding good coming back in my radio receiver. There's a few other guys out here I'm sure want to work you there. You're kind of a rare beast coming in here from upstate New York. Hey, Stingray Base, you got the Spitfire 441 on the side. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to Spitfire, no doubt. Yep, you got Stingray up here waving a hand on my tram D201. We're up here by Lake George, New York. Copy?
Yeah, you say he's up in Lake George, New York.
Yeah, go ahead and get him.
Yeah, throw some logs in the fire.
Lake George, New York. That's too cool. That's some rare kind of skip for us.
Oh, yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah. That's so close. It's too far away to be direct and too close to be skipped.
When you start getting in the 300-400 mile range, you know, that's normally inside the skip zone.
We're going to get a hell of a storm up here. I think that's what's doing it. We're going to get a hell of a snowstorm moving in.
And,
You're right.
yeah, and we're on the bottom side of that snowstorm. I guess you guys will be right in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. Every time we get a storm in, that skip level goes up.
Yeah, there must be something to that E-layer shear on with the storm and all.
Yeah, well, there's one coming across from east to west, or west to east, and then there's one coming up from the south, so it's going to be a nasty one tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and they're the ones that usually collide and mix right over our heads and stay there.
Well, yeah, they usually mix right over our heads, and then they shoot all the snow into New England, and we only get maybe 4 or 5 inches.
Evening, Sandbagger.
Hello, 44.
And gentlemen,
And Sparky and Countywide and Skeeter and Badger, whoever else is out there.
Hello, radio.
We're right back, quarter wave Dave, operator on. Hello, Sam Bagger. And Pete, of course.
how can I not hear you?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Classic Radio Roundup on the first day of the year.
10 tubes and high-level plate modulation.
Well, at least that skip came in. I don't feel like I'm blowing you out of the water now.
Oh, I'm sure I'm doing just as much damage to you.
Yeah, this radio doesn't care. High, low, it all kind of blends it in. Must have some kind of automatic leveling in there.
You have a good AGC.
Yeah, the radio's not much to look at. All original Matsushita tubes in there.
That's what she said last night.
Yeah, you got New York up here. That's right. That's right.
It ain't too much to look at, but boy, can she still put it out.
Happy New Year.
That's all that really matters.
It's got an added switch on there, a knob with 6 positions, or 5 positions and 5 different crystals sitting on the other side of it.
Somebody added the upper 40 channels.
Asshole Street. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Sandbagger.
Yeah, go ahead, 44.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when that guy from Connecticut wipes Sparky out.
He wiped everybody out to me. He was 20 over. I don't even think Night Train gives me that much.
I think the only one that could have got on top of him to me would be the Lopsa Opsu.
Or Doc Hammer.
Yeah, Doc Hammer. Hello, Ron.
How you guys doing?
No, how you doing?
Operator.
Best here.
Operator. Hey, Doug, you still have, you still there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you have some kind of fun this morning or what?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. For sure, when I went back to that guy, mobile to mobile, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Did you, get the other, Italian? There was one on 00 and the one on 020.
Yeah, I logged a couple of them. My first contact, though, was a guy that his call didn't come up on QRZ, so I got to figure out how to log into the LO, log of the world. It was RK22DG, and it looked like according to QRZ, it was like a Russian call sign.
Yeah, it's probably some kind of special event call. You'll run into weird call signs on the occasion.
Hey, down there in Pennsylvania, no doubt. Definitely good copy on you. And you definitely have yourself a good New Year. And we'll be back to you from up here.
I made this guy stay in Poland, though.
A town called Stony Creek, New York, no doubt. Probably a little bit of
Stony Creek, New York, Dave.
George up there.
Stony Creek, New York? Hell, I used to live on Stony Creek Road.
Stony Creek, no doubt. And we're waving a hand.
That's why I said that.
MD201 out here tonight. And definitely, we're going to wave the hand back and say Happy New Year. And we're going to put it on the sign and let the channel roll.
What do you know?
They said that. We're standing by.
Yeah, we still got a pipeline there.
I love it when a classic comes in on Skipland from Classic Radio Roundup night.
Absolutely.
All right, there with the Golden Eagle, sounding good, sounding good. Yeah, we got a Mark III sitting over here on the shelf. We're going to have to fire that up one night. Our Mark III, that's one of our favorite radios. But we got this tram.
That's right, Channel 13, the classic radio channel.
There.
It's one of these days it's going to be known just like Channel 19 is for truckers, 13 is for classic radios.
After the time, so I got the tram.
Yeah, the good luck channel.
We're waving a hand to you. We're standing by.
Right in the middle of the band for 23 channel rigs. 27115 on your AM radio dial, channel 13.
Yes. Home of the repeater.
Hey, I hit
that baby today.
Yeah, you were doing just fine when you were in the right spot. You moved 2 feet and you're gone.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, I'm gonna get an antenna for the house and the truck. Couldn't hit it with the rubber ducky from here.
I mean, the difference in signal was unbelievable. Like you say, at one point you were like booming it almost full scale, and then next second you were gone.
Yeah, incidentally, the best signal I had is when I stepped up and stood in the middle of the pickup truck bed.
Well, you had height and you had probably some ground plane underneath you then.
Yeah, I gotta hook up my 220 radio again then.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get a tri-band antenna for the truck, and then I'll be good in the truck. Not bad for a 220 radio. They're less than $50.
I can't believe that, a dual band radio for $50.
Well, now that one of the companies just came out with another quad bander, it's just like the Yaesu FT8900.
What, an actual mobile radio?
Yeah, mobile radio quad bander.
Yeah, what, 10, 2, 6, and 440?
Yeah, they skipped the 220 band again, the morons.
Rat bastards.
Well, when you can get it for $10, it's not a bad deal.
Get rid of that 10-meter band and put 220 in there instead, and they'd have a hot ticket.
I was working on my my tri-bander. I finally got that working again. I figured out what was wrong with it. But I found out something that I didn't know. The 6-meter module has AM in it.
On transmit?
No, just receive. But, you know, I always had AM receive on 2 meters where you go down to the aircraft band and it automatically switches over. Well, you can force it to go in there. I didn't even realize how to do that, and I stumbled across it. So I tried it on the 6-meter module, and it works too. So I got AM on 6 meters.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the FT8900 will receive AM in 6 meters, but it won't transmit there.
Yeah, the 220 module doesn't have it. I guess nobody figured anybody wanted to use AM there, but of course, you know, I don't know what good AM receive's going to do if I can't transmit on it, but I guess, you know, it's there.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because it goes into AM, it shows AM, and you can transmit, but it transmits in FM and receives in AM.
Yeah, split mode.
Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds good. Split, yeah.
Yeah, split mode. One guy on AM, one guy on sideband or something. You can mix all kinds of stuff up.
I like my Browning. When I used the Browning, I could split frequency with that.
That's right. You could do that with the Tram Titan split frequency. I can receive here and transmit there.
I can work those old guys with the HA460s on 6 meters. I can listen to them on AM, and they can slope detect me on FM.
There you go.
And I can transmit on HF and receive on VHF or UHF?
Yeah, you could.
No, I can.
Yeah, you can. And Wayne and I used to do that. We'd go full duplex. He'd transmit on like 2 meters, and I would listen on 2 meters, and I would transmit on 220, and he'd listen on 220, and we'd leave both our radios keyed up, full duplex.
Like talking on the phone.
What the UHF VHF split is?
Well, that's actually for working the satellites. There's some FM satellites up there, and you transmit up on 2 meters and listen on 440.
Yeah, because that HT I got has you can select VHF or UHF. It's kind of funny being a dual band radio, I guess.
Dual band radio, VHF, UHF, with they can receive both bands at the same time. You can use them to work the FM satellites.
What'd you guys say your thing was on YouTube?
Classic Radio Roundup. That's all you need to search for. Classic Radio Roundup. And I'm still recording this night's session, so you'll have to look for it in a day or two.
Okay, this is Ron Bow. I don't have his older radio. I got a Cobra 2000, I got a Cobra 142, and a 139.
That's all right. We are pretty forgiving, as long as you got the classic radio mindset. And actually, the Cobra 2000's getting to be pretty much. We've we've already been down this road in discussion, and it's an accepted classic.
If it's over 25 years old, it qualifies.
There you go. Hey, those guys with the classic radio roundup out there. Not only do I have classic radios collection, but I also drive a 1966 Rambler, which is my normal car.
Need something like that to put some of these radios under the dash.
Yeah, 66 Rambler. There you go. You get one of these big old. You need a Tram XL100 tube mobile.
AC, which is the first radio I started out on in 1979 when I started on the CB because my grandfather's radio. That was his base. I got to fire that up here one night and see if it still works. It's been sitting quite a while, but I haven't tried it, but I still got it over here.
You need a Tram XL100 for that Rambler mobile.
Let's see it go pop.
Well, you guys still let me in here with the Connex.
We let anybody in. We're pretty forgiving, and yeah, the pretty much 25 years old or older is an accepted classic, but the real classics are the tube radios and the 23 channels or less than 23 channel tube radios.
I got a couple of those radio phones here too, an RCA radio phone. How about those phones?
Yeah, they're an accepted classic, although not real popular.
Yeah, okay. We got Johnson. Next time you go get in there, I'll hook up Johnson. Hook up that 223 there, 429. Hook up that Johnson 223. It's an accepted classic. Johnson. I'll hook it up next time I get in there. You hook up that Johnson 223, that's a tube radio right there. I got one sitting over here.
Yeah, everybody likes a big Johnson radio.
Yeah, sounds real good about Johnson. Extreme up there. Anybody wants a big Johnson?
Somebody's got too much echo, man. I can't make them out.
No need for echo on Classic Radio Roundup.
I turned my echo off for you guys.
Sure, you're right.
There's the doctor.
Hey, Rambo. I got too much echo right there. Come on.
Ew.
Hey, Doc Hammer.
Happy New Year, doctor.
Happy New Year to all of you. I had my big Johnson on the air today.
Need to turn that audio gain or something up there, Pete.
Buddy said it's a big Johnson. How's that echo right there? How's that sound for you?
Now try it.
Yeah, I heard Brent in there the other night talking to Green Dog, and he was so weak I could hardly hear him.
Hey, 429.
I think it was still set up for snub-wap sideband.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Come on. Yeah. How's that, anybody? Oh, yeah.
Merry New Year there, Dr. Hammer.
Johnson's one talk with him, I guess.
Doc Hammer should turn his big radio on. He'll probably get it over here pretty good.
I don't think the skip's running that way. It's running real short and to the north tonight.
That's what they're looking for, that big Johnson. I'm on the radio tonight. I'm on General Stonewall Jackson.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm always running a little short and to the north.
I run long to the northeast.
441. At 441, I talked to that drive quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks out of Connecticut. He comes through real good down here. There's a real hang skip in here today from the northeast. Most of it's been from the east. Well, we're just over the mountain from Stingray.
Hello there, Dr. Hammer.
Oh, sure. Happy New Year.
Right back, Dr. Hammer. Happy New Year to you too. Just listening to this New York skip here. It's amazing how I got the beam to the northeast. When I flip the ground plane on, I hear Bagger, and then when I flip the beam on, he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
That means your beam's working.
That's right.
Evening, Dr. Hammer. Oh, Joe, and Happy New Year to you, too. Yeah, Happy New Year out your way. Yeah, we got 4 inches of new snow today. Just got rid of some of the last batch, and we got 4 inches of new snow. It's still coming down out there, and it's about 3 degrees. Yeah, I saw on the weather map that it was going down below zero out that way overnight, so it's going to be a cold one. Yeah, we're supposed to have 13 below tonight. 10-4. Okay, Doc Hammer, I'm going to be on the side listening. Pleasure's been this end, and like I said, Happy New Year out your way. We're on the side. Where's Doc Hammer located? He's got snow coming down now 4 inches. Where's he located?
That's kind of difficult.
Yeah, where's Doc Hammer located? That's funny.
Yeah.
Doc Hammer's located in Kansas physically, but Airways, Pennsylvania, Roger.
Out of Pennsylvania. But he's linked via computer.
Yeah, that's a loaded question, and everybody's doubling. Man, what a beehive tonight.
Out there in New York.
Yeah, it's a very, very popular classic radio roundup tonight.
But yeah, where's Doc Hammer? That's a loaded question.
I just turned on there.
Well, like I said, physically he's in Kansas, but the airways-wise he's coming out of Pennsylvania.
Skip keeps running this way when we might have the direct connect to Hightower.
Yeah, I haven't heard any Canadian stations. It might be too short for that.
To the country out there, just talking to Europe.
Some strange short skip tonight, though.
I bet 6 meters is a party.
Yeah, if there's people in New England on 6 meters, I mean, 6 meters is like the old saying: if you chop a tree down and nobody's there, did it make any noises? If the conditions are in 6 meters and nobody's there, does anybody notice?
Well, how odd would it be? Because I could work Massachusetts direct on 6 meters with my amplifier and antenna and everything with my last location. So how would that be? I'd probably get the echo effect working them off a skip and direct, you know?
I don't know. Yeah, because it'd be slightly longer going through skip, so there'd be a little bit of a delay there.
Yeah, well, you take care, and Happy New Year to you as well.
Unless if I squashed you.
Of course, the skip signal will probably be stronger, but I hear that, on the backscatter kind of thing. You'll hear 2 different signals in there. The one seems to be like direct but weak, and the other one is by skip but louder, and they're out of phase, so it gets you that echo.
Yeah, where's that 29.6 repeater at there?
Breaker.
We've got a couple of breakers out there. Somebody go.
Happy New Year.
Hello, Tim. Happy New Year to you, and welcome to the roundup. The other breakers, stand by a moment.
Hello, Pete. Whoever else is out there, good evening.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, Dave.
Evening, Tim.
Evening there, Quarter Wave.
Happy New Year there, Timmy.
Hey, Happy New Year there, Operator Ron.
Hello, Tim. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Who's that? Wow.
Taylor.
Break. Anybody got a coffee else out there? Yeah, whoever else broke, go ahead, take the channel.
Okay, the standby breaker, it's your turn.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. How you doing?
Joe.
Hey, Nova Scotia, 625 in the Mobile. Working out up here in New York. Hey, Pete, it's Al. If Ron from Valley Forge is in there, ask him to chop up the 30
Yeah, okay. Hello, Al, and Merry New Year and Happy Christmas. Anyway, hey, Ron, 10-5 here. Go up to channel 37 to catch up with Al.
Alrighty.
Well, 625, we got classic radio people out there, and we got your up and
You guys are worldwide, worldwide, worldwide.
Yeah, we're the classic radio people, right here on Channel 13.
Yeah, we're worldwide on Spew Radio.
Live, worldwide.
years. I've been trying to tell
On that classic radio roundup, 27.115 on your AM dial.
Good evening, classic radio. I'm glad I got people up here with me now, with the classic radio people. I've been running them for how many years? I've been trying to tell people the tubes is the way, but they don't listen.
Hey, Stingray Bass. Hey, Stingray Bass, you're preaching to the choir here. We got the whole area converted to classic radio's breaker.
I know it. I've been trying to tell them that for years. Tubes is the way to go. Nobody listens to me. At least I got some people out here that with me now.
We're completely on your side. And all we started doing was just running our classic radios, and they were like, what kind of radio you guys running? You sound so good. That's this high-level plate modulator. Come on.
There you go. There you go.
Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated into the Classic Radio Collective.
And if anybody wants to see how they sounded here in Pennsylvania tonight on my Tram Titan, just get on YouTube and type in Classic Radio Roundup. That would be Classic Radio Roundup, heard live worldwide on Spew Radio.
Yeah, which if you look up Spew Radio, you can get a live feed.
That is also correct. You get a live feed of what you sound like now. Do a Google search on Spew Radio. S-P-E-W. Spew Radio I-N-C. Spew Radio.
And if you act now,
Yeah, Mike.
And if you act now, we'll throw in another website.
Nate.
We'll throw in another website if you act now. Grumpy's Old Time Radio Forum.
For just $19.95, plus shipping and handling.
For all your classic radio needs.
Oh, that reminds me of something. I gotta pass this on because I thought it was funny. I was listening. I was going through a Facebook radio forum, and somebody used the term 05, and I'm thinking, what?
Nuh-uh.
Somebody said that, talking about 05 in the radio. I'm like, wait a minute, is this an industry standard term? I thought we made this up.
it's ISO 2000 approved.
Somebody 05'd it, and this is nobody we know?
No, I think he's out in Chicago somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe our terminology is spreading far and wide.
That may be, because I think we got some classic radio fans in that group.
Yeah, other people start using it. You had to hold 05 your equipment.
I literally rolled to the floor. I'm like, there, oh my God.
I would find that hilarious myself. I find that funny now.
Yeah, when you 05 something, is when you push it too hard, it burns up.
05ing is when tubes implode.
But there have to be tubes. Solid state too. It's when you push it beyond its design limits and it burns up. You've 05'd it.
The magic smoke has been let out.
And that is in honor of our old friend 05, because he was known for doing that.
For stressing out equipment to its, beyond rated maximum limits and to see how long it would last. And that Collins 30L1, that lasted the longest, but then it finally too succumbed to 05.
235.
I think he could be brought back with a minimal amount of work, though.
Joe. That's amazing out there, ain't it?
It is, Dave, isn't it?
10-4.
Bizarre skip for our first of the year.
And I like catching up with the Stingray bass there. That was a good catch for us.
Absolutely, another devoted aficionado of classic radio.
He's up there in the pocket saying, "You want to sound good? Buy a tube radio," and he's all alone. But then he found us.
235, Pennsylvania.
I have people emailing me all I'm saying, yeah, man, I'd love to be doing that stuff, but there's nobody here. It's dead.
That goes to show you CB's alive and well.
Yeah, but only in small areas. We're lucky. We got a good group here. Other places got nobody. If the skip ain't running, they hear nothing.
I think we're rather fortunate. Yeah, you could be in an area you want to play with your classic radios, but there's nobody else to play with. Period.
And when the skip is rolling, we can still converse.
Yeah, notice other classic radio aficionados.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a good pocket in this area.
Absolutely.
You still got a copy on Stingray Base up here?
I hear you, Stingray Base. That D201 sounds like you're sitting right down the road from me. You might as well just be an honorary member of the Classic Radio Collective. You will be assimilated.
Copy on that. Hey, listen, I'm gonna go fire up my Browning. I haven't fired that up in a while, so give me a little bit of time. I'll let you hear that one. I'll go fire up the old Browning. 235 out there.
Get that Browning Mark III out of the closet.
Oh yeah, we got it on the shelf over here.
It's gay?
We got it warming up on okay now, so we'll be hooking that up in a little bit there. I'm gonna let it warm up. You gotta get them filaments warmed up. Alright, 10-4. Yeah, we were gonna run a Gemtronics 5K, GTX 5K for the second half of Radio Roundup coming up, but maybe we'll run the Browning if there's gonna be others in there.
I think I picked a good night to run the Tram Titan.
Yeah, that's a good sounding radio.
I popped it up a little. So I think I picked a good night to run the D201.
I think I picked the wrong night to quit sniffing glue.
Yeah, you picked the right night to run that D201 there, Stingray. Warm up the filaments on that Browning. Let's hear that bird squeal.
Yeah, like I said, you got me all fired up over here now. I'm gonna fire up.
I was going to switch from 23 to 40 channels and call it a day.
I didn't know it was going to be anything like this tonight. I'm just letting the video gate roll. I was going to do the half-hour thing, but it's been so interesting. I'm just letting it roll.
I just decided to go with this Lafayette because I figured it'd be laid-back local. I should have fired up the Browning.
That thing sounds nice.
Yeah, it's got plenty of punch.
Yeah, a couple of capacitors later, and it's got even more audio power. I'm actually topping 100% now instead of stuck at 90 or 85.
235. And just figure what night train's missing.
Were they disc caps or were they Mylars? What did you find?
They're electrolytics. They're cathode bypass caps, like 10 microfarads. And they were open, from age, and I just replaced them. And now audio level is jumped way up.
Yeah, getting close to that 100,000-mile tune-up on that.
This radio is almost 50 years old, man. Another year it will be.
Isn't that awesome, though? 50 years later, these things are still out here strutting their stuff, sounding choice.
I'm going to keep this radio working as good as I can, because this is my first base station that I ever owned. It sounds better now than it ever did when I had it back in the 70s.
Hey, look, 441, they're talking about the radio station back there in Pennsylvania. They're hiring everybody. 441, good 2014 to Apple up in New York. Told you that we get no.
Alright there, 234 New York. Hey, 234 New York, thanks for spending some time with us here and checking in on the Classic Radio Roundup. Channel 13, the Classic Radio channel, where glowing glass is king.
Yeah, we're glowing glass, kicks ass.
You're sounding good up there in the U.S. We up there in the great fucking dog.
Yeah, big old high-level plate modulated radios. Tram Titan. Hey, I picked a good night to run this one.
Classic Radio Roundup, where glowing glass kicks ass.
I like that. That's good. That's good. We haven't heard a word from our sponsor tonight yet, though.
Yeah, the 05 Radio Repair Technical Institute, where you too can learn how to 05 your equipment.
Uh-oh, the word's out that the Watergate rolls on Classic Radio Roundup.
Yes, Classic Radio Roundup, where glowing glass kicks ass. Sponsored by the 05 Radio Repair Technical Institute, where you too can learn the fine art of overstressing, overdriving, and eventually burning out your equipment.
Brought to you by Countywide Radio, LLC, Spew Radio, Incorporated, and KOMX, Cosmic Radio.
In downtown Spewtown.
That guy wants to make sure he's on the Watergate. Hey, 235, you made 1 January 2014 Classic Radio Roundup Watergate. No doubt about it.
Yeah, you're in the official video guest book.
I think my hit count will go up quite a bit this week.
I'm starting to get connects of with IPs that I'm not recognizing here on the streamer. So I think we got some check-ins maybe from the hinterland out there.
Live worldwide on Spew Radio. Yeah, that the live feed is pretty awesome. Once people learn about it out in the distance, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff that was never available before.
Even if it is an 8 to 10 second delay.
Unless you're local, you would never know.
Well, that's true. If you're trying to hear yourself, though, from the hinterland, trying to make it back, it'd be a little confusing.
Oh, yeah, true enough.
More like a beacon.
A useful beacon.
A beacon of light in an otherwise dark environment.
Gentlemen, I'm going to sign out and go to the Spew feed because the Fiesta Bowl is coming on. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm listening on the Spew feed, and I'm sitting over at the radio bench in case Skip rolls.
See you, Doc Hammer.
Have yourself a happy New Year, Mr. Hammer, and enjoy that snow. We'll be getting it probably tomorrow night, too, so we'll catch you. Thanks for stopping by on the Classic Radio Roundup.
Happy New Year, Hammer.
27.115 on your AM dial. Classic Radio Roundup.
479, 429, New York State. So now, my buddy. Yeah, I thought that snow was going to miss us.
Nah, it ain't going to miss us.
Dave's the boss, I guess, or something.
We're just not going to get slammed with it.
We're real good in New York.
Is it going to be a snow day for the kids on Friday?
Yeah, pretty much. They're saying 6 to 10 inches now.
6 to 10? Last I heard was 2 to 4.
No, they're upping it now because the models are coalescing around a stronger development.
Cool.
Stingray's back in there, probably on his Browning. How about you, Stingray? How about that upstate New York Stingray? Bring that Browning on down here to Pennsylvania, 441 Spitfire. I got you, Stingray Base. Hey, Stingray Base, the conditions ain't quite favoring you at the moment, but I got a grip on that Browning down here in Pennsylvania, 441 Spitfire. Anybody else got him better than me this time?
Yeah, he's running his Browning up there in New York. We hear he's still down here on Classic Radio Roundup.
Well, if he dropped his power level down, though, seems like he's a little weaker.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
He sounded good on that Mark III. I heard him out there.
Yeah, I heard him, and I heard it squeaking there a couple times. Just a little ping squeak. I hear you, Stingray. Hey, Stingray, I got you down here in Pennsylvania, 441 Spitfire. I hear that Browning, no doubt about it, coming in on my Tram Titan. Bring it on back there, Stingray Base.
Enormous, I'm telling you. I mean, the tram's good, but the...
I got most of what you said there, Stingray. It's definitely working for you. I hear your receiver say your receiver's a lot better on the Browning. Well, you can hear all us down here coming up your way then. I'm going to turn it over there to Sparky. It's pretty busy on the channel, but he's got a pretty good copy on you. Let's see if he can finish it up. 441 is Spitfire, Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah, hello.
All right, Stingray, 775 Sparky wanted to wave one more time up to New York State. See, I don't have the Browning ping. He can't hear me.
It's not worth a thing without that ping.
I could do the fake one.
How about it there, Stingray? How about that Stingray up there, 427's Lhasa Apsu base station?
Yep, that other station out there, we got you out there. Definitely waving a hand. With that, we're going to be on a standby there.
Go get him, Lhasa Apsu. There you go, squeal to squeal.
I hear him in there. I don't know if that Stingray heard me in there, but hey, Stingray, the 427 Lhasa Apsu base station trying to get back to you.
Yeah, we got you out there. We got you, 427. Sounding good. Sounding good. I hear the squeal. No doubt.
Right back there, Stingray. It sounds pretty good, man. It sounds real good down here. I hear just about every word you're saying.
No doubt. You sound real good up here. New York. Yep, that Browning's sounding good on my Mark III up here. So we're definitely waving a hand to you. Base up here in upstate New York on the
Right, Joe. I'm gonna have to check out all this on the 441's YouTube video gate later on. Browning for Browning, but anyway, Happy New Year to you, and 427 Lhasa Apsu base station, and we're back here on the side.
We got the country classics.
That's classic stuff.
It's Classic Radio Roundup.
Man, that's good stuff.
That's what it's all about.
And I got it documented.
Yeah,
ever say what part of New York he's in? What town he's near?
Yeah, Lake George.
California, Lake George.
I heard a couple of them trying to get back to 427 up there, but it seemed like 3 or 4 of them were trying all at one time.
Tomorrow, I know that.
Yep, get the snow shovel out for tomorrow. That's the same thing around here. I think Friday will be our shovel day. Yeah, there's quite a bit of check-ins this week on Classic Radio Roundup. It's been good fun. I'm enjoying this. 441 is Spitfire, brought to you by Countywide Radio, LLC.
This week's special, deer tick ointment, 2 for 1.
Don't forget your ganja dip stainless steel voodoo doll needles. For all your voodoo doll needs, see Fred. 'Cause if you want 'em dead, you gotta see Fred.
That's Fred's Discount Voodoo Emporium in the local Yellow Pages.
The Yellow Pages! There's a dead animal, right?
Hey man, it's Classic Radio Roundup. I got a 1961 vintage phone. Might as well use the Yellow Pages.
I got the same phone you do, except mine's the hot phone. It's red.
All we need is a blue one, because you got the red one, I got the white one. We need the blue one, we'll be all American.
I hear the gospel spreading.
I hear it. I hear it. Spreading the word. The good gospel radio roundup word. I heard it too.
That's right. Father John's Workshop says today, the word today is spread the gospel of Classic Radio Roundup.
Now they're going to crash your server.
It's not mine. It's YouTube. They can handle it.
That's for sure.
They ought to check in the Spew Radio.
I got 2 new IPs on Spew Radio right now. Welcome and Happy New Year. You cannot run away from the Classic Radio Collective. You will be assimilated.
You put a couple commercial ads in there, you might make a few dollars.
No, they asked me to do that monetary thing on YouTube. I'm like, no way. No way. Classic Radio Roundup is a limited liability corporation, non-profit, 5013C.
If only. Gotta make money any way you can.
Yeah, for the restoration, care, and operation of classic radios.
Yeah, right? They can have dog rescues, we can have radio rescues.
How about it? Fair is fair.
Take old neglected radios and bring them back to life.
Orphaned, unwanted radios, you know, from the island of misfit toys.
Yeah, from the island of CB, long gone and past.
Where are you, Mr. Henderson?
Yeah, it's too fun, man. I've been letting this video gate roll tonight. Classic Radio Roundup on the first day of 2014.
Yeah, we've been doing this now for what now? 8 years? 7 years?
Yeah, and I have a full year's worth of video gates now going on there. I started doing a video gates the beginning of 13.
Yeah, we've been doing classic radio since what, 2007 or 2006 or I guess it was 2008, wasn't it?
Somewhere around there was when it pretty much got kicked off. It really got entrenched in the last, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's been around a long time.
Been around a long time and been a good time, and I've got to experience quite a bit of radios. I don't have all the ones that I've experienced in that time, but I did get to play with a lot of them. Fixed a lot of them, spread those around.
Yeah, I should be hitting up these guys on eBay that are getting $400 and $500 and $600 for some of these radios and say, man, you gotta kick me back some of that profit because we're making them popular for you.
Yeah, they priced them out of my reach now again. I'm glad I have what I have.
Yeah, there's only a couple of other radios I wouldn't mind having. I'm not out to collect them all, just the ones that mean something.
They ought to give you a kickback because they're quoting you on what you write about them, and they're quoting you on how they're doing things.
Yeah, I've caught that several times. They'll clip a section from my website and use it as their radio description.
Okay, and before.
I've seen that quite a bit, actually.
Your work and mine?
Sometimes. I'm trying to think if maybe somebody was selling an Imperial that might have had your write-up on there.
Hey now.
Usually it's like a Cobra 2000 and they'll quote mine or a Tram or something, you know.
I do need to finish those other reviews. I know I keep talking about it, but I really need to do it.
Well, you know, priorities are what they are.
I have just as much fun operating them.
That's right.
That's also correct. Uh-oh, seems like the band has gone local now.
Yeah, I think I had a feeling that it would fade out just as quick as it came in there.
My needle's down to 0 when there's nobody keyed up.
Specifications are subject to change without notice.
That's right.
That was one weird skip cycle, though. Real short like that. That's rare. I can't remember when I last heard New England and New York in there.
No, that short skip like that is rare. That doesn't happen. I've encountered similar, but not like this one.
I mean, I used to think Virginia was close.
Most of the time, further north you get is, or closest you get is Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but other than that, it usually don't come in from Connecticut and New York.
Or even if you're, it's in my mind getting short, you get Maine in there, but Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut.
Yeah, you can drive there.
And even to the north, every now and then you get Niagara Falls in there.
Well, I heard that Miss Lily in there. I think it was Sparky and I worked her one night. Where's she? Nova Scotia or New Brunswick up there.
Yeah, that was her.
You could tell. She's real pleasant, her voice just sticks out.
Yeah, the skip started rolling from that northern end. Alright, switch radios. I'm on the Gemtronics 5000. I think it's a GTX 5000.
Is that one of the grumpy pile?
Came out of the stack.
Yeah, that sounds good.
If you ever want to get rid of that, that's one I'd like to get a hold of. One of them Gemtronics. Or one of them. Any of those Panasonic chassis radios, again, I'd like to have. But either the Gemtronics, or the Colt Midnight Special.
Yeah, that final. It's a 6BQ5 or something. 6BQ6. What is that?
6BQ5.
Show you right.
Machucita.
It's good for a nice 5 watts of power. But it's better at 3.
And they sound good on the receive too. Good warm tube audio coming out of your external speakers. Come on.
And doesn't it have the AQ5 audio?
Yeah. I'm really impressed with this Lafayette receiver. It hears a lot when it's well. I got one IF can I think that's got some intermittent capacitors in it or something because it keeps going out of tune and I got to retune it. But when it's tuned, boy, it really this thing hears a lot. It's got a good receive on it.
Wait till you see this week's video gate and what this Titan heard.
I was comparing to the Spew radio receiver, and that's usually fairly sensitive. This thing's even better than that.
Cool.
Cool beans.
I need to go get a refill on the refreshments here. Carry on with the Classic Radio Roundup. 441 Spitfire.
27115.
DWBT, Spitfire.
What?
This thing has calmed down, huh?
Yes, it is. The craziness from the skip is finally dying off.
Yeah, some stragglers out there, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it could come back again, too. You never know. It fades out and may fade back in.
Breaker.
I think I hear Minnie T in there.
Yes.
Is that you, Minnie T?
Yes.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Did you have a good Christmas?
What's that, tiny tickle?
How about a chicken on your lap?
Okay, then.
Happy New Year, everybody. From the family with the family girl.
Okay, you're doing a great job on the radio. It's nice to hear you.
Okay. You know Daddy ride a blue monster truck?
Blue Monster truck? Yeah.
Daddy has one beaver.
I think she talked into the back of the mic there.
No,
Kids do that.
I'm not kidding.
Kids say the darndest things.
I've caught my boys doing that, talking into the back. They don't know. It's like, no, the side with the grill, that's what you're talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they tell you to hit it from the back, that's not what they had in mind.
Okay.
She's doing real good with the press to talk, though, the button on the mic.
Yeah, I have some kids, it's like they talk into the mic without pushing the button.
I'm going to give you Fidget.
Oh, hey, Fidget, how you doing? She was going to give the mic to Fidget.
Fidget, okay.
Hi, Fidget. Yep, it's Sparky. I hear you, Fidget.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too, Fidget.
Okay.
Yep, it's like being on the phone, but with a speaker. CB Radio, the first social media.
Yes, it was.
The original Facebook. That's fun, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That was our kids' corner portion of the show.
Yeah, this is a family-rated show. Even the kids are welcome.
Exactly, and always.
They've been dying to get on and wish everybody a Happy New Year.
They're good with the microphone, Tickle. I heard them, no problem.
They're getting better. Yeah. Trying to build me a power supply. Maybe con inside.
I got mine at 20 plus the wind.
Yeah, 20 amp will work, or 30 be better, probably 35 or something.
Well, I found plans online to take the power supply out of a computer and turn it into a regulated power supply for whatever.
Oh yeah, Sandbagger. What would a computer... Well, I guess they're rated at watts, but they have like 5 volts. They're like 3 separate voltages or something. But maybe there's computer... If you get one that can do 20 amps, is that possible?
What's that, a computer power supply?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you get them for the servers, I got Blade server power supplies over here. They're good for like 40 amps at 12 volts.
Do you hear that, Tickle? You can get them out of computer servers, and they'll do like 40 amps, 30.
I got a couple beat up computers downstairs, the older ones with the bigger power supply, and I think I can get 10 or 15 out of them.
Yeah, you need 20 amps for that Connex, my friend.
Yeah, I got a blade server right here, power supply. It puts out at 12 volts, 36.6 amps, and at 3.3 volts, 3 amps. That doesn't do a 5 volt though, but it does do 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook it up to a meter.
The only problem is it has one of them stinking annoying little fans that goes zzz.
On some of my other radios.
Yeah, I got some Pyramid power supplies. They got fans in them, but they run at half speed, interestingly enough. I bought some quiet fans and put them, and compared, they were already quiet in there.
Well, this is only a little over an inch in diameter, the fan, so to make up for a small area that runs real fast, and it sounds like a freaking swarm of mosquitoes.
It sounds like a drone.
Yeah, right. It's drone power.
My kid's got one of those 4-blade gyro-controlled drones, man. That thing sounds like 4 vacuum cleaners.
Well, you know, tell them to get good at it, and they can get a job with Amazon delivering packages.
Yeah, by the time they get out of high school and graduate, those drones will be in service.
Yeah, they can get a job flying them for Amazon.
It was coming through like you and I were talking.
It's like RoboCop, man.
41 Spitfire.
Skeet shooting with prizes.
Spark your quarter wave Dave or somebody else was in there. They were coming through real nice.
Pretty soon there'll be so many drones flying around they'll be colliding with each other.
Well, it doesn't matter if they collide or not. They're still going to push that through. We know that, right?
I don't know. It's going to be kind of hard to do, I think, practically. There are too many little issues that could cause a problem. Not to mention safety and liability.
Oh yeah, they'll be raining down. That'll be on the news. Another news story. Another drone down in Southwest.
A new drone takes out 85-year-old lady.
You know, my son-in-law was talking about that they're getting one and putting a video camera on and flying it around these houses that people have for sale and selling it to the real estate to have them advertise the house that way.
Or you could be just flying around somebody's bedroom window and watching them undress at night. Yeah, I know.
Now you're thinking.
People will pervert just about any technology to their own perverted little fantasies. You can always blame it on the CIA if you get caught.
Well, you know, I've been looking at the dash cams. You know, they're like $20, $30, $50 now.
Oh yeah. If you make them small and light enough, and if they're wireless, you know, you can put them in the drone and fly it around, and you know, get a bird's eye view of everything. You can fly up and tune your gamma match.
I like the idea of skeet shooting with prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't they make a 177 caliber now or something?
Oh yeah, and it's lightning fast. It's over 3,000. I think it's like over 4,000 feet per second.
Yeah, I'm good with a single projectile.
22-250 would do a nice job.
Oh yeah, 22-250. Yep, long distance too. That's a over 3,000 foot per second round.
That's why I was thinking the 177.
And just as quickly as they came, all my logins are gone.
I have 3 logins here on my SPU radio. And I've seen my cousin take out a crow at 250 yards with a 177, and the crow never heard it. And all the other crows in the tree got scared when the other one just fell out of the branch.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'll shoot shotgun, but I was always better with just lobbing one out there.
When you can do it at that distance, by the time they hear it, they've already been hit.
Now you only have 2 logins.
Oh, Chris has an easy.
No. Yep, you're right. I have 2 logins. You left me, Dave.
10-4. I just wanted to see if I could get out of there.
Ah, 44 was on your server.
He has no trouble getting out.
So your logins are unique to the location?
Everybody's IP shows up on the login.
I have a log file of all the IPs. Every now and then I'll go through them and look them up and see where they're from.
I do that too, just to see once in a while.
You probably found me on there.
Probably.
Yep, you, Sparky, Iceman, Green Dog. There's a lot of people local use it.
Marky Mark?
Marky Mark.
Yeah, I've caught him in there a couple of times. His IP's changed over the years. He must have changed ISPs or something.
Well, hey, when I had the FiOS, my IP changed 3 times in less than 2 weeks. It changed more than 3 times.
I mean, even the major octet, you know, it's one thing to change like the last octet, but when the very first one, you go from like a 24 dot something to a 108 dot something. It's like, whoa, big difference.
Well, both of them that are in now start with 69.
Even Hammer starts with 69.
That's right.
Must be something about that number.
That was a very interesting first hour of the roundup. I'm just going to let this gate go the whole 2 hours and then, what the heck, it's easier for me.
It's going to be ugly to upload though.
Well, actually the files are smaller the way they're made on my tablet as opposed to the old camera.
Yeah, they're smaller, but I mean the longer you run it, it's going to be a big, huge file rather than trying to upload 2 or 3 smaller ones.
Well, I think this one big file probably will be the same as one of those big files.
Oh yeah. Have you figured out how to get the gain of the audio up any?
No,
Well, that's a shame, because it is kind of weak.
Well, I got the thing right on top of the radio here, so that should help out.
So there's no settings or anything to crank up the audio gain, huh?
Not that I could find. And there's a little tiny hole, not much bigger than a pinhead. That's the microphone.
Well, that doesn't have to be very big. It's just a little electric condenser mic.
Yeah, there's not much in the way of audio settings in there. You got the EQ, and not much else.
EQ.
I don't think you save enough money to make it worthwhile.
I don't know where them guys are, if they're in Mobile someplace or if it's DX coming in again.
I think that might be the Aston group.
You go that way, I just run
Yeah, they kind of got buried in the noise tonight if they were in there.
and going back up, but it ain't worth going over there and going through the green.
Almost sounds like a Mobile out there in the distance.
Maybe it's Shadow, or what's his buddy's name there?
No, I hear the guy that Dave's referring to. That's not who I was talking about, but I do think I hear the Aston guys in there too.
You guys get out and get to working.
It almost sounds like truckers from the south, don't it, Pete?
It's a trucker rolling through, and it is an Aston guy down there. He's got to swing his beam up this way. It's like, hey, you can swing your beam, but you got to get in between these good buddies rolling through the neighborhood.
That's right.
There's some work done on it. I don't know exactly what. I think Dom, I've had it for a while, did something to it. It's supposedly putting
else hear that guy?
Yeah, I hear him.
The signal was fluttering terribly.
I hear West Virginia.
Holy hell.
My relay's dirty.
Thanks for sharing.
That's what they make dishwashers for.
Run a dollar bill through the contacts.
Yeah, this one needs to be played more.
The receive doesn't come back, so you gotta smack the mic a couple times.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I've had that problem with this one too years ago. Knock on wood, it's working pretty well right now though.
A tap on the top fixes it.
It's the relay in the radio, not the mic.
Oh yeah, it's probably got dirty contacts or they're a little bit out of alignment.
My Imperial was like that until I did the dollar bill thing.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You don't want to use a file because if you wear the coating on it, the electroplated coating, and they'll pit up real quick. They won't be worth a damn. Dollar bill is just abrasive enough to take the dirt and the grime off without wiping off the coating. Put a little tuner cleaner on the dollar bill, it's even better yet. So you gonna be in the AMA ham tomorrow there, Pete?
Well, I'll be there. I don't know if I'll be able to get on the radio or not. They don't, they got the whole, the parking garage all screwed up on me.
Oh, that's right. You still have those issues. You can't get up to a high enough level.
I shouted out there, but they didn't answer me. They ignored me.
I'm not ignoring you. I gotta hear you. Give us a shout again. Classic Radio Roundup, 441 the Spitfire. People think just because they give you a shout out doesn't mean you actually heard them at that particular moment.
Who's giving you a shout out now?
I don't know. I think it was West Virginia.
Ah, Joe Manchin country.
You talk about West Virginia, though, that could be almost like any direction. Is that little piece over there by Wheeling? Or is it somewhere down along the Shenandoah Valley,
That's an odd state.
Everybody notice our 10-cent a gallon increase in gas prices?
Yeah, I noticed it on the radio.
When I went into work New Year's Eve, I filled the gas tank.
Yeah, well, thanks to our wonderful legislature and the governor for signing it, we now got to pay more gas tax.
I think it's the highest in the country.
And I thought we were already paying for our roads and bridges. What, we ain't paying enough?
Evidently not.
Hey, Pete.
It's not even that. It's the increase in all the other licensing, registration fees, and renewal fees, and everything else. Go ahead, Quarter Wave. I hear you.
Yeah, the money that was issued for that, they took out of the transportation fund and put it into the general fund. So the money that we were paying in this road tax and stuff to maintain the roads is used for other things that they weren't supposed to be used for. And that's the problem. If they give that billion and some dollars back, then we wouldn't need all these increases.
Well, I know that, and I'm aware of that. The real problem is nobody seems to be accountable. We need to take all these people that are spending the money where it ain't supposed to and put them all in stinking jail.
Well, let's start.
Let's start right at the top.
Don't want to go down this road. No, no.
Yeah, it's already too far down this road. I had that thought, and I got sucked in.
Yeah, that gas prices. Whoever mentioned the 10 cents a gallon is the one that started it. And it sounds like it's sandbagger.
Sounds like it came right home to roost on you, Dave.
Well, I did want to mention our wonderful gas tax, but that's all the further I wanted to go.
Yeah, well, Pandora just wanted to get a peek in the inside the box.
And that's all it takes.
Well, I did, like I was mentioning before, I did figure out what was wrong with my tri-bander.
Yeah, and it has AM 6-meter receive.
Yeah, damn radio wouldn't turn on, you know. I had it in here. If you turn the power supply voltage down to a low enough value, it'll start popping on, and it's like, oh, okay. Took a while, but I finally figured out that one of the power supply voltages inside, an 8-volt line, must have, I don't know, for whatever reason, was oscillating. And it was putting out a whole lot of noise on the line. It was flaking out one of the reset circuits. So I fixed it by putting a cap, a little small cap from the supply line to ground. It filtered out all the noise, and now it works fine again.
Gotta like it when you can fix it.
Yeah, it was having me scratch my head. I was even on the internet trying to do some searching for it, and I ran across one guy that had the exact same problem, but nobody gave him a good answer. And I'm like, well, I'll just keep probing at it. And then I thought, well, let me just look at this with the scope, you know. I'm looking at it with the meter, and going like, this is acting weird. It shouldn't be doing this. There must be something else going on. And when I put the scope on there, and it was like, now I see what's going on.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
I'll tell you, test equipment is worth its weight in gold. You can't get by without it.
You know, Pete, I got a picture over here. It's got two guys walking towards each other. Each guy is holding a gas can. And the moral to the picture is they both run out of gas and they're both looking for a gas station. Now, which way is the closest one?
Well, if they're heading towards each other, they're in trouble.
That's what I mean. That's what the picture's about. I picked that up at a perky young little sale quite a few years ago.
Somebody needs to turn around. Probably both.
The thing of it is, they both go and know the gas station. The way they were coming from is way back, and they figure the gas station going the direction they're headed is closer than the one way back.
There you go.
Is the glass empty or is it half full?
Or if you're an engineer, it's twice as big as it needs to be.
Yeah, but an accountant will cut that right down to the size.
The thing of it is, with the glass half empty or half full, it all depends on who has the glass.
That's true.
If I have the glass, it might be half empty. because it was full when I started. Now I might be filling it up, and I only filled it up halfway, so it's half full.
Well, that was always the way I looked at it. The glass is half empty or half full, depending on which direction it's going. If you're filling it up, it's half full. If you're draining it, it's half empty.
That's the way I've always looked at it.
That's right.
See, other people would say we overthink this, but that's another engineering problem.
Yeah, don't nuke the question.
Yeah, but I've spent my entire life as an engineer, so I need to break it down.
That's just like a basement and a cellar. What's the difference?
A basement is something that's underneath your first floor. The cellar is somebody who's selling your house.
Ford. That's a good one. No, but there is a difference between basement has underground more than what a cellar is. Cellar is like it would be halfway, or a basement would be halfway, and a cellar would be most of the way underground.
Well, what if it's a wine cellar? Wine cellars aren't necessarily even underground.
It's halfway, then that's a crawl space.
10-4. No, I mean ground fill on the outside of it.
And then maybe it's a root cellar.
Yeah, the olden days, a root cellar.
Or a root canal.
We'll leave the root canal to someone else.
Alright, or the Panama Canal.
How about the Suez Canal?
How about the St. George's Canal?
Or the C&D?
How about the Perkiomen Canal?
You mean like the Schuylkill Canal?
Yep, there was one.
Oh yeah. There's remnants of it all over the place. Matter of fact, I think Pete was riding his motorbike in one of them.
I went from up by Reading all the way down.
It's further up than that. It was all the way up to Schuylkill County. Came down. And different parts of the Schuylkill River, there was little sections of it that bypassed.
They blasted all those canals and then came steam.
Well, that's what happened. The railroads bought out the canal and they just let it die.
Yeah, bulldozed it over.
Most of that canal stayed watered up until probably the 1940s. And then they started dredging the river and they dumped all the silt back into it. One section in Oakstone they've restored it. They got a lock restored and the section's watered.
Well, they had a chance to seal it down by me. They had two bridges and they made a big one over the Perky, but around the corner they kept the one over the canal. They're going to keep the canal open. I don't know why. I guess for extra drainage or something.
So you got a canal up the creek?
Yeah, up here on the Perky by Springmount. Yep, the canal came up there.
Wasn't aware of that one.
.44, do you know, did they have locks along there then?
I never knew they had a canal up here.
Yeah, maybe it was just for floating logs. I don't know.
I know they had them all along the Schuylkill River, and there's a bunch of locks.
The only thing they had around here is the dams going across, which they took half of them out.
Yeah, they either took them out or they broke down in floods.
No, they took these out, the ones I was talking about.
Yeah, they had to blast them. They did that at Black Rock. Black Rock Dam's gone.
There's a breaker out there for 441.
Black Rock should still be there.
It almost sounded like Henry down there in Aston shouting for Pete.
I was looking for the power cord for my 220 radio.
How about a Spitfire 440?
456. I hear you, Henry. Happy New Year to you, and welcome to the Classic Radio Roundup.
Hey, 10-4 on that. Thank you for the key up. I don't want to tie up the channel here, but we just wanted to wish y'all happy and prosperous, healthy, great New Year here in 2014, and we'll be standing by clear.
All right there, Henry. Glad you stopped in and joined us. It's always good to have people checking in with us on the Classic Radio Roundup. And this is the first one of the year, the first day of the year, so it's a good start. Thanks again, and all the best there, Henry, from the Classic Radio Gang, 441 Spitfire.
Why am I not hearing him tonight?
Yeah, I thought that sounded like Henry shouting for you here, Pete.
Yeah, he was good and strong. I don't have any trouble hearing him, except for when I'm rooting around the shack here from looking for this power cord.
10-4, always have a good copy on him.
I usually hear him pretty well, but for whatever reason, I'm not hearing him tonight. I even threw the beam down that way.
There's still a lot of skip in there.
The other ones have the rough cut crystals in them. I don't know. They hear me up there. They won't respond to me. I don't follow. I'm telling y'all, for that guy, if he hears you, he'll answer you. Maybe I was premature in bragging about how good this Lafayette's receiving.
Maybe you thought it was receiving extra good.
I think that Aston group is down there talking about us.
Hopefully it's all nice things. Well, they're hearing me. They just said apparently that Aston group is down there talking about us, because they're still hearing me, and I cut my stuff all the way back as far as it'll go. Cut the mic gain down a little bit for me. I mean, that's Delaware County, not Chester County, so.
Oh, I still hear you just fine with everything turned all down, Henry. You're doing good up here. I have a pipeline to you.
10-4 on that Spitfire. I cut everything back so I'm not interfering with you. Sorry. Oh, he's got everything turned down. No wonder I can't hear him. Not interfere, like you said before. It's not interfering, but I know you're hearing me there. And I'll tell you, we're hearing you real good, too. We're enjoying it. Good to hear you in there. We always enjoy the Classic Radio Roundup down here in the Delaware County area. 456. Clear.
Yeah, you just nailed it there, Henry. Sounding good. Yeah, I hear you, but you're not interfering. So just carry on and do your own thing down there, and every once in a while we'll wave a hand down your way. Thanks for your participation. It wouldn't be a Classic Radio Roundup without everybody out here at the Classic Radios. 441.
Now you can't even hear me. Yeah, so you walked on him. He was coming back to me, and he keyed up while he was still talking. They probably missed you. I'll see you tomorrow. Down basically. I know they'd hear me on that Browning, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Doing pretty good. How you doing? Running power. Playing. Yeah, so we're having 10-4. Did you make a shot up there at all? 10-4.
Release so long.
Say what? Yeah, it's not clean. Either that or the operator, George.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fuzzy, all frequencies modulation coming out of that radio.
boys, and they got a harsh reality tomorrow.
Back to school for one day.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah, they're going to get snowed home the next day, right?
Oh, the way they're talking, it looks that way.
10-4.
If I had money, I'd put it on the 2-hour delay. We always bet. Yeah, that's your choices. 2-hour delay, no delay, or no school.
Well, it's possible they could do a 2-hour delay. It all depends on when the snow stops. If it stops early enough in the morning, they might do the 2-hour delay. If we don't get all that much. But if we get like 10 inches or something, they'll probably close it.
That's right. We took the table up from a $1 minimum to a $5.
Just to get in the game.
Well, there's another, the early dismissal. Don't forget that one.
Well, that won't happen on Friday. Because it'll be getting better as the day goes on. That might be Thursday, depending on when it starts.
As soon as the snowflake starts falling Thursday, they'll have early dismissal.
Well, it all depends on how fast it starts coming down.
Yeah, they'll look at the radar, see which way it's coming, and as soon as this first snowflake falls, they'll call it off. That way it gets these drivers out there, you don't have to drive in any snow.